Before Shopify, were you wondering, where are my sales at? Now you're selling with Shopify, the global commerce platform supercharging your selling. You have no problem selling online, in person, on social media, and beyond. Gary, easy on the cha-ching.
Oh, sorry, but my Shopify sales are through the roof.
Start selling with Shopify today and discover how millions of businesses around the world use Shopify to ignite their selling. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/listen. Shopify.com/listen.
Shopify helped businesses break sales records over the holidays with the world's best converting checkout. Let's hear that one more time. The world's best converting checkout. Shopify's legendary checkout makes it easier for customers to shop on your website, across social media, and everywhere in between. Now that's music to your ears. Any way you spin it, you can be a smash hit with Shopify. Start your $1 a month trial today at shopify.com/records.
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
In the year 247, in the Age of Judges, Vartan was summoned home after the death of his father. Upon his return, Vartan discovered something evil festering beneath the city of Eterno. With the help of some very unlikely allies, Vartan works to uncover the mysteries of his hometown and put an end to the nightmares that plague his people. Welcome to Ethereal Embrace. Hey, that's me, Vartan. I really wish that guy would have given us more info. Maybe we can get more later. I really don't like hurting people, but sometimes I just see red. Especially when innocent people are about to be hurt.
Day 2. You three stand in the woods around the campsite of the cultists. 2 of the cultists are dead. 1 is still frozen and thawing. And out of nowhere, you hear a rustling of brush, and a dwarf in full armor busts out of the wood line into the little camp clearing. And Brasscane says, Oh my God. You lost me back there. My stupid dwarven legs couldn't keep up with you. Giant running through the woods. Vartan, jeez. What happened?
Well, we saved Amber and 2 of your guards that she got. We found the cultist. Yeah, we took care of him, but we got one to question.
Distracted by Brasscane, you turned your attention just for a moment away from the cultist, and when you motion back that you have captured one, you notice that he had thawed just enough that he was able to stick out his tongue and slam his chin down on his shoulder to bite through half the tongue.
What the hell?
Blood just starts oozing out of his mouth, and he starts screaming in pain. And Brasscane says, "Oh my God, what are you doing?"
Can somebody stop the bleeding?
If I cast Cure Wounds, would that grow his tongue back?
Probably not.
It would probably stop the bleeding, but his tongue is in half. Yeah, it's not grown it back.
That's unfortunate. He should be a lizard. So so Moragan's going to, run up to him, kind of slam a hand over his mouth and quickly cast Cure Wounds to stop the bleeding, so at least he doesn't die. So, I'm sure that's not a massive amount of hit points lost, but there's 5 points back to him.
Now that stops the bleeding, and he spits out the last bit of blood. More like drools it out, because, he doesn't have a top half of his tongue anymore to make the spitting motion, but he, leans forward and globs of blood finishes coming out, coughs a couple times, and then he looks over at you and seems very self-satisfied.
Jeez, man. What's wrong with you? We need to restrain him, to where he can't move anymore. And, because he's already tied up some, isn't he? Or was he frozen?
He's tied up.
He was tied up, yeah.
By Greyhawk. What are we going to do now that he can't talk? I mean, I guess we could try to make him right.
That's true.
Yeah.
His hands work. Just make him write out everything.
Yeah, I don't think he needs to be able to touch or grab anything. The hell?
I mean, I guess if somebody could, I don't know, read his mind or something, I don't know.
Yeah, I can't help you there.
Well, I knew you couldn't. I can't either.
I'm sure we can figure something out. Let's just get out of this clearing. From his body language, I think that there's more of them around.
I just want to knock him out. I don't want to kill him. I just want to just knock him out. Knock him unconscious.
Okay. Yeah. So, one swift hit will do the trick.
All right. And be like, we need to make sure nobody else is around us. And then I'm just going to, just take my hammer, the front of my hammer, and just hit him in the head, knock him out.
He collapses to the ground, knocked out. And Brass Cane makes his way over to Amber and helps lift her back up off the ground and puts her arm around his shoulder so he can support her because she has that gash in her leg.
I'll just pick the dude up by the ropes that he's tied up with and carry him with one hand like a bag.
Baya's thinking to herself, 12 hells, how am I gonna tell Vartan? And she just follows along.
Where are you headed?
Hopefully I think that we'll tell Brass Cane to probably take this guy into custody. They have a brig or something.
Yeah.
And then Baya's going to say we should probably, to Vartan, we should probably head back to your house and regroup, talk about what we know.
Yeah.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, that sounds good.
What?
We'll just drop him off. I'm gonna toss him in the cell, just chuck him like a bag, on the floor. Be like, we need to keep an eye on him all the time. We can't let anybody get to him. Do not let him touch anything. Just leave him tied up for now.
Okay, I'll take care of it.
We don't need him killing himself. We need information from him.
I fully understand, Vartan.
All right. So, Baya, back to the house.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
We can walk Moragan back to the tavern.
Yeah. Moragan, do you want to go rest up a little bit, and then maybe we can all regroup later?
Yeah. It's been a long night, or been a long day. Been up since early in the morning dealing with this. So
I need to go back and debrief with Shawn anyway, and see what her investigation has yielded. So yeah, tavern sounds great.
All right. So we take Moragan to the tavern, and then Vartan and Baya go back to his house.
Okay.
And Moragan's standing outside the tavern door as they're walking away, just kind of watching. Because starting to feel like only partial conversations are being had, but can't quite figure out why.
And you just saw Vartan do some of the most epic fighting you have ever seen.
And extremely quickly. It was quite something. I'm anxious to tell my friends about it.
Okay, so you walk into the tavern and you see Shawn up at the bar having a drink. With the several empty cups in front of her, you assume she maybe has had a few drinks.
Okay, so Morgan's going to walk up behind her and just kind of clap her on the back. Rough day, Shawn? One of those... Oh, no, they're all empty. Can I get what she was having?
Cody brings over a glass and sets it down in front of you and says, "Yep, no problem. I'll add it to the tab."
Thanks, Cody.
And he'll walk away. Yeah, it was a terrible, terrible day.
Okay. I bet it wasn't as bad as mine, but you go first.
Well, my Mark is an absolute waste of space. He's useless, and I don't know why he's running the city guard, and he kept disappearing into people's houses, and I'd have to track him down. Like, what does he even do here?
Did you try talking to him? I mean, I know you kind of have to be a little covert, but these people are actually kind of nice. I know that's not your strong suit.
I told him that he needed to talk to me before he went and did stuff, and he did not like that, so he's obviously not a faithful member of the church.
That's probably true, yeah. Yeah, I kind of get the impression there's not a lot of emphasis on faith here among some of the locals. Maybe try to be less yourself. I mean, I'm cool with you. You know I'm cool with you. I like you. I mean, we get along really well, but people can be a little, I don't know, put off by you sometimes.
It's probably because I'm the better warrior, but I get it. I will try to be less amazing when I'm around him. Maybe that'll put him at ease.
I'm sure that'll help. Did you learn anything at all?
The city guard is just a small group of citizens here. They have barely any training. I think if there is a serious threat here, we will need the doves engaged.
It's a good thing we're here then. I mean, we already had a massive encounter. I mean, how much were you listening to earlier when they were talking about the more recent murder and things like that, like human murder?
Yes, I heard that when we were at the stables, but only what they said there. Brass Cane refused to give any more description.
Yeah. So, I was out with Vartan, and we went out to the crime scene, and well, I mean, you know how I love my murder mystery scrolls.
Yes.
I got to employ some of that stuff I've learned. It's really, really cool. They think I'm really good at this. Yeah, you know, you learn a lot from those scrolls.
Joke's on them.
Exactly. See, I'm going to be the best at this. But
so
anyway,
what did you learn?
Okay, so it turns out that this is like it's a cult murder. Like there's a cult here, and they're ritualistically killing people. And they're laying bodies out in the shape of runes. They actually tried to take out some of the townspeople that were investigating in the woods, and Vartan and I we had to go out and we had to stop them. My God, you're a great fighter. I think Vartan's got you beat by leaps and bounds. Man, I hope you get to see him fight one day. He's fast, and I mean he can do things that I swear I've never seen anybody do before.
Interesting.
Yeah, but yeah, so we managed to question, well, I don't think we actually questioned him. I think we just froze him well, no, I guess there was some questioning going on. I wasn't really paying attention. I kind of was, but it wasn't making a lot of sense.
You froze Vartan?
No. Vartan froze this guy. This is what I mean.
Weird.
Yeah, he froze the guy solid and started yelling questions at him, and the guy was just giving us, the typical, I'm not going to tell you anything type stuff, And so, I don't know. Then he bit his tongue off.
The guy did?
Yeah! Guy bit his tongue off.
Did Vartan make him bite his tongue off?
I don't
think so. Can Vartan mind control people?
He says he can't. I asked him if he could read the guy's mind after he bit his tongue off, and he said he couldn't help with that. So I don't know. Doesn't make sense. But yeah, I mean, so we know that it's a cult. We know that there's, from the information that we were able to put together, there's at least there was at least 12 of them here. And there's probably a leader here somewhere. But that's as far as we've gotten. And Vartan said he wanted to go home and regroup, and I needed to come debrief with you. So that's kind of where we are.
Interesting. Could you redraw that rune?
Sure, absolutely. So I grab a napkin and I take a pencil that I have with me and I draw out the rune.
Huh. Oh, there was one other thing. I overheard Dove Bree and Dove Annalyn. Dove Bree intends on spending the night with Robin Torman and not rooming with Annalyn. She said this would be the best way to keep him safe.
Interesting.
Scandalous, if you ask me. A robin of the church sleeping with a dove.
In the same room? I mean, I could understand taking a posting outside the door, but...
All for some threat we haven't engaged yet? To keep him safe?
Safe.
It might just be the whiskey talking, but, girl,
I think this requires further investigation.
I think your investigation scrolls may pay off for both of us.
Exactly. See, I told you I knew what I was doing bringing them with me. We can do some research.
And then Cody will bring over 2 more glasses and set them in front of you and say, on your tab.
Thanks.
Our heroes will be right back after these messages.
Hey guys, it is Ryan. I'm not sure if you know this about me, but I'm a bit of a fun fanatic when I can. I like to work, but I like fun too. It's a thing. And now the truth is out there. I can tell you about my favorite place to have fun. Chumba Casino. They have hundreds of social casino style games to choose from with new games released each week. You can play for free anytime, anywhere. And each day brings a new chance to collect daily bonuses. So join me in the fun. Sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino. With cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Hello, listeners. If you are enjoying the show and would like to take a look at a way to support the cast while getting yourself some nice perks, please consider our Patreon. We offer ad-free listening as well as this entire season if you select the binge tier or higher on our Patreon. Plus, you'll be directly supporting our cast for their work, as our team over at Creative Typo have begun to pay our voice actors for our performances. So check out our Patreon at patreon.com/Creative Typo. I would also like to give a big shout out to our executive producer from Patreon, Nick Mead. Thank you, Mead. We truly appreciate your support. Now, back to the town of Eterno. Alright, over to Vartan and Baya as you make your way back from the last stop tavern to your house. You hear the horses out in the stable as you make your way onto your property.
Alright.
Vartan, do you want some tea?
Oh, yeah. Oh, what? Emery might have some dinner and tea already made for us.
Oh yeah, I forgot she was staying here. Yeah, let's go have dinner.
Yeah, we'll head in.
Yeah. Is Emery inside?
Yeah, Emery had a stew on the fire. She didn't know when you would be back home, so she just wanted to get something cooking that could easily be served, knowing that you had a lot going on today. So when you come in, she's like, "Oh, Vartan, is it just you coming through the door, or is anyone with you?"
Oh, Baya's right behind me.
Oh, hey, Baya.
Hi. Yeah, I can't remember if I introduced myself to you. I'm trying to do that now. 'Cause I feel like maybe people just don't recognize me. So, I'm Baya.
Hi. Hello, Baya. I'm Emery. It's very nice to meet you. I mean, we've met before, but formally, I guess. You know, in less chaotic times.
Less chaotic. I guess that's subjective.
Probably right.
While they were talking, I'm going to be filling up a bowl with stew.
Okay.
Hey, Emery, do you, mind, Vartan and I have some wash. Do you mind just taking it to, where do people take their wash? Washing clothes washing stuff.
We've got some launderers here in town, but most of the townsfolk do their own and hang it on the lines.
Do you mind taking some of the clothes upstairs from Vartan's room to our wash basin?
Yeah, I can do that. That's no problem at all. Here, let me get you a couple glasses of wine first, and then I'll get right on that.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah. So she pours up a couple glasses of wine, one for each of you, and she brings out and sets it down on the table, and then wanders upstairs to collect the laundry.
You're a sweetheart. Thanks again, Emery, for everything.
Of course, it's my pleasure, dear.
When she leaves, Baya is going to try to have a conversation with Vartan, just starting off with, so, Vartan, I used a spell to peek into that cultist's mind when I was asking him those questions.
Oh, yeah. I forgot you can do that.
So, there are at least 11 of the cultists left. Some of them are spread around town, and some of them are in the woods.
Oh, well, that can't be good.
Yeah. I think it's the fact that they're hiding in town, maybe staying in other people's houses, maybe staying in some of the empty houses. I know that we had Brass Cane searching the houses, right?
Yeah, we did have him looking through people's houses that aren't empty as well. We did tell him to do that. I think that is the best place to start.
Yeah, maybe we should tell them it's a little bit more imperative right now. And I suppose keep an eye on the tree line outside of town if they're camping out there.
I mean, everybody's posted up, looking out everywhere.
Do you think that we could put the doves to use? Helping out with that?
Yeah, I think that could help. I mean, we don't want them going door to door, and we don't want them going out and finding the cave.
Speaking of, since Robin Tormund does know about the cave, we should probably use one of those spells that Emery gave you at the entrance of that cave instead of just having it covered up in trees.
And actually collapse it?
Yeah, at least the entrance there. I mean, we can always get in and out via the portal in your basement.
That is true.
The other thing, when I asked that cultist who their leader was, they said Susan.
Hold on. Like, you don't think my mom's Susan, do you?
We can't be sure. They never found her body. I'd hate to think that it's the Susan that I know. But also the Susan that I knew wouldn't have left you and your father. So...
yeah.
It might not be your mother. But I just kind of want you to be prepared just in case.
I wonder if what led me away from here is the same thing that led her away from here.
What led you away from here? You never really talk about that.
Well, I don't know, there was something about this place that just, it was almost driving me away. Or like something was calling to me that was out there, and I never really found that. I did find a group of people that I connected with, which also makes me lean towards it could be my mother, Susan, that's leading this, or that's part of this cult. I managed to get wrapped up in the cult of Cthulhu.
The cult of Cthulhu? I've never heard of that.
I mean, there was, we had sacrifices. Not so much going out and brutally murdering people, but willing sacrifices. And I ended up being the executioner.
Do you think that your past has something to do with these cultists being here now? Or do you think...
I'm not sure. The similarities between myself and possibly my mother, if she joined another Elder God cult.
Do the bodies being put in the shape of those, or laid out in the shape of those symbols, mean anything to you? Did you ever come across anything like that?
No, I can't say that I ever came across those symbols before. This is definitely the first time I've ever seen them. Honestly, I only know what they're saying because you read them. But I do know some knowledge of the cult, which, I relayed what I did in the moment, or what I remembered of them in the moment before.
Yeah. I wonder why they chose Eterno. And if it's your Susan, then that would make sense. But I feel like It would be a bad choice because deaths here would stand out and Susan would know that. I don't know how much of this we want to relate to Moragan. She held her own back there.
Yeah, and I do think that we're gonna need help if there's more of them. Like, the people in this town aren't trained to handle something like this.
Yeah. And Moragan has absolutely nothing to do with this cult. I did ask that cultist.
All right. Well, that's good to know.
I think she's someone we can trust as far as not being a cultist. Her allegiance to the Robin or the Church of Greyhawk, I'm not sure how that would affect her, I guess, morals when it comes to Eterno and keeping Eterno and everyone here safe. But I guess we can find out.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Baya goes and refills Vartan's glass of wine.
Man, this is bringing back, like, just flooding me with the memories of what I did out there. I mean, I left a sect of the cult. I was part of the Children of the Deep.
What made you leave?
I got a vision. And after the vision, it showed me that what the Children of the Deep were doing was wrong. It actually showed me to a lot of the religions out there. There's a lot of similarities, and what they were doing was wrong. Like manipulating people for their own gain. And I ended up killing them all. Right before I got the letter from Telmika. I needed to stop what they were doing, though. Yeah. They were luring people in and then having me murder them. So I stopped it before it could grow.
How long were you there?
Probably about the last 4 years before coming here.
And do you think that killing them was a penance, or do you think you still owe the gods?
Well, I haven't had another vision since it happened.
Good. Then you're free and clear.
Yeah. But there's other cults out there like it, and one happens to be here in Eterno. And just like the Church of Greyhawk, we can't let them have the power that's protecting this place.
That's for sure. But maybe we can save a few of their souls. Maybe they don't have to die or bite their own tongues out of their head.
Yeah, and I apologize for... I guess I was seeing red whenever I saw them. And
oh, no.
I really only held back on the one you froze so we could question them.
It's understandable, Vartan. I'll try to remind you every once in a while of your humanity. Or should I say, furboganity? You know what I mean, Vartan.
Well, we're all humanoid. So I guess sure. Humanity works. Well, I appreciate it. Man, I'm glad I got you around to help me through this. I mean, honestly, you're the only person that I trust to tell that to. I think everybody else would be afraid of me.
No, I've seen you around other people. I know that you care. And I think that your heart and your desire to do what's right is what led you down that path towards the end. So
yeah,
let's get some rest and start figuring out what to do about this tomorrow.
Yeah, I definitely need to make it an early morning.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Ethereal Embrace, a creative Typo production. Vartan the Furbog Fighter is voiced and played by Adam Culbertson. Baya Rustin, the half-elf sorcerer, is voiced and played by Tisha. Moragan, the human monk, is voiced and played by Nari Kwak. And I am Nico, your GM. Please remember to drop us a 5-star rating and review on your favorite podcatcher. Music provided in part by Midnight Syndicate, makers of the original Dungeons & Dragons soundtrack. If you would like to support our show or any of our other shows, you can join our family of patrons at patreon.com/creative typo. Remember, be safe, we love you all, and stay foolish.